Hello, everyone, and happy May. My name is Meg. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Everything is finally starting to come up, the flowers are starting to get their blooms, and the trees are getting their leaves back, and I couldn't be more thrilled. Today's video, I do have a thrift haul to show you. I got some footage, but it did get corrupted, so I do apologize for that. But I will show you what I picked up, and then I have a white hutch makeover I'd love to show you, so stick around. First item here is a gigantic riser that I found. Actually, Josh found it for me on a shelf, and it is really beautiful. I'm not going to do anything to it. It was $7.99, which was a little steep, but I liked it enough that I did decide to pick it up. And here I will show you how I displayed it. I absolutely love it here in my dining room. You'll have to let me know what you guys think. What would you do with it? I have a weakness for baskets, and this one just pulled at my heartstrings. I already have one, but I did get this second one because you can never have too many, and it hangs in my laundry room with the other one. We were in desperate need of a key ring, and this one just really stuck out to us. It is a heavy, cast iron material. It was $3.99, which in this day seemed like everything was $3.99. Is that kind of going where you guys are too? And I ended up putting it by my antique sign here by the front door. And the final item is a set of 3 magazines that was actually in a free basket, and I absolutely adore Magnolia. So I did pick up 3 of those. And here is how they are displayed. Not a big haul, but a good one. So this is the piece that I'm going to tackle the drawers today. I like the way they look, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep the double handles. I haven't decided yet, but it has this latex paint on it that I tried to get off before and wasn't successful, but I want to try again. And then I need to trim around the drawers so they open better. These two can't even open. So that's my goal today. I'm thinking I want to give it the same kind of look as my buffet over here. So I think if I sand that down, I'm going to leave the outside here, the white. I'm just focusing on the drawers. So let's go see how it turns out. Here I'm just removing the pulls just to kind of show you the process of it. It's not too hard, but I thought I would go ahead and include that. We are tackling sanding. This process took a very long time, so I did speed up the video as much as I could to make it a little more enjoyable, I guess you could say, because it did take a very long time. This paint was absolutely terrible. If I had to do it again, I would probably do stripper, but I don't like to use stripper. It's incredibly messy, and sanding just seems like an easier process to me. But I did end up sanding it down to the point that some of the paint was on and some of it was taking off, and you can see here kind of the process that I went through. I don't know what kind of paint was used on these drawers, but oh, it was absolutely awful. Now I'm just taking down some of those sides to make it a little easier to get the drawers in and out, and I did do that on every single drawer. Right here, I was kind of trying to show you that it still was showing some of that like peachy pink cream color, and I didn't like that. So I'm taking some antique wax with some water and just kind of going over the top of that to see if it does change that color, make it a little more cream and less pink. I don't like pink. It's not a bad color, it's just not a color for my house. I do like how it darkened the wood here a little bit that I'm showing you. I wiped off the excess and decided that it wasn't quite dark enough. So I'm actually going to come back in with a dark wax that I picked up at my local Ace Hardware. It is by Magnolia. And I'm just going to try to really hit those corners deep to try to give it more of that aged look. And as always, Henry is my helper. Here I'm trying to give you a close-up of kind of the process and what it looks like before the dark wax and then what it looks like after it's applied. It's kind of a subtle difference, but it's enough that I like it. I like the effect that it gives to it. Not dirty, just aged. It does still kind of have that pinkish tone. I don't know if you guys can see it or if it's all just in my head. You'll have to let me know. Also, I love when paint goes in all the actual aged spots, like right in there where my brush is right now. I think that effect just looks really neat. I think a better brush might do the process a little bit better too. I like to use what's on hand. Okay, this is the after and what it looks like. I've sat with it for a couple days now. I don't mind it, but I don't like it either. Maybe I'm being a little too picky. But I did end up keeping some of the double handles and made the big drawers just the single. But I'm kind of thinking I might go pick up some milk paint, sand everything off that I did, and then give it the same effect that my little cabinet here has. And that was done with milk paint. And I just really like that chippy look, I think, more than this sanded down distressed look. I do like what the dark wax did to the corners and stuff to make it look a little bit more aged. So I think if I do that milk paint and then do the dark wax again, I think it will give me the effect that I want. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I'd love to have you back again, so please hit that like and subscribe.